Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the most road trippable town in Canada. So I'll say welcome to Elora, Canada, Elora, Ontario, which is a province of Canada. Purpose of this video is manyfold. I guess number one, people want to know about this Elora Gorge. Now, I've done a video on walking through the town of Elora, which is supposed to be one of the most beautiful villages in Ontario, or most beautiful villages in Canada. 500 meters from the town of Elora is the Elora Gorge, which is also world renowned. So one of the reasons we're going to go on this trip, little walk here, is to just show you what the Elora Gorge is all about and whether it's something you'd want to see. Now we're going to go back to the beginning. That sign said the most road trippable town in Canada. Let's think about the proximity to other towns in order to make that a possibility on your agenda. Is it a road trip away from where you are? Well, stats indicate that Elora is one of the most visited tourist destinations in Canada. And I'm thinking, how could that be? We've got this little town of 10,000 people out in the middle of nowhere. So many people just seem to be coming to this place. Now, if we think about the proximity to Toronto, Canada, it's less than 90 minutes from Toronto. Many tourists coming into southwestern Ontario are probably thinking about Toronto, whether it be for sports, stuff that's going on there, conventions, concerts, etc. Toronto is a hotbed. It's one of the most cosmopolitan cities in the world. I also think about another big hub in Canada, which would be Ottawa. It is the capital of Canada. It's approximately, I would say, 5 hours when it comes to a drive from Elora. I think it's a 45-minute flight from Toronto to Ottawa. So if you were in the Ottawa area, maybe you're going to Toronto to visit and you're visiting southwestern Ontario, I think the next big thing on the agenda would probably be Niagara Falls, which is, they're saying one of the great wonders of the world. It is the honeymoon capital of the world. So in proximity to Toronto, you've got Niagara Falls, which I would say was probably 45 minutes to an hour away. And it would be a thing, definitely, if you're in Toronto, you want to visit Niagara Falls. Now we're looking down into the Elora Gorge, 22-meter high cliffs. Let's think about how else it would be the most road trippable town in Canada. You've got Toronto, you've got Niagara Falls. What else do you have in that proximity? Elora would be 90 minutes away from Toronto. You maybe got the Elora or St. Jacobs Market and that area. KW, Kitchener-Waterloo, has a lot of investment in there. It's kind of a Silicon Valley of, I guess, Canada. Let's now talk about the Elora Gorge here. The Elora Gorge, you can see all these fences up. Now, it is a 22-meter drop into the gorge. It's a natural, beautiful wonder that's been carved out by the Grand River. And it's called the Grand River Conservation. So the Elora Gorge is one of the most beautiful and spectacular natural areas in the Grand River Valley. The Grand River rushes past 22-meter high cliffs. Riverside trails with safety barriers, you can see them there. And scenic outlooks, we're going to kind of go down into one right now, provide hikers with stunning views of the water far below, where kayakers and tubers make their way through the rapids. Now the big warning here, the gorge is deep and the walls are steep. For your safety, hike only on marked trails, stay away from the edge of the gorge, do not climb over fences or attempt to climb down the gorge walls. There's that bridge that I think goes up to Alma, and we're going to be heading down into the gorge. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing this video is people want to know, well, how dangerous is it? Many people have fallen off the gorge down into the gorge, died, or been seriously injured. And when you're dealing with 22 meters, how many feet is that? 22 times 3, roughly 66-foot high cliffs. What I'm going to do is we're going to head out down here to the steps, which I would say is the only way you want to take in order to get down into the gorge. Many people ask me, well, can I take my kids down there? I've got my parents, they're getting older. How dangerous is it? That's the purpose of this video. We are going to go over to these stairs, and you're going to see some people that are a little bit afraid. There are railings on both sides to a certain part, and then there's only railings on one side. Now, another reason people come here is it's been made famous. Elora and Fergus is a popular backdrop for filming movies and television, movies including Stephen King's It and Lars and the Girl, starring Ryan Gosling. There's a number of movies that have been shot here, hundreds. Now, I've got a list of 30 right in front of me, but the movie It, I guess written by Stephen King, in the summer of 1989, a group of bullied kids band together to destroy a shape-shifting monster which disguises itself as a clown and preys on the children of Derry, their small Maine town. Now, that was a big, obviously a huge book too. Lars and the Real Girl, which came out in 2007, a delusional young man strikes up an unconventional relationship with a doll he finds on the internet. Now, another movie, one of my favorites, was Simon Birch. Came out in 1998. A young boy with stunted growth is convinced that God has a purpose for him. Jim Carrey was in that movie. I've seen that one a number of times. It was shot at the actual quarry, not at the gorge here, but at the quarry. And maybe I'll just say, hey, watch the movie and see what scene, or if you can peg the scene that's shot at the quarry. Now, here we are getting to these steep stairs that a number of people have wanted me to do this video. I did a video on this 5 years ago and walked down it. I didn't really give any voiceover or any information about Elora. We're going to go down these stairs and you're going to judge for yourself. That's why I do these videos. What are the expectations? What does it look like? How steep is it? It's hard to capture actually on camera. I've got a GoPro 11 strapped to my chest, and I'm going down here. It's a beautiful day, and you got to remember, these are probably the best conditions for these stairs. Now, you can see this lady in front of me. She's a little bit afraid. I can tell. I'm going to sneak by her, but she's debating whether she's going to go down there. So if you're afraid of heights, the footing, if you've got some ailments, you're not kind of strong, or you've got some kids that maybe want to run down these things or whatever, I'm letting you know. So the stairs here are one. You've got this railing on the left, no railing on the right. This part coming down here is very steep, but this is where it actually gets tricky, because you want to go from here down to the water. And the footing and the rocks and the roots and the steepness of it. Now, this lady, I'm overhearing her conversation. She's not going to go down there. This guy here is just saying, okay, just stay up here, because this is actually a harder part of it. The stairs, you can hold onto the railing and get down there, but this part is actually trickier, I would say. And I can see people, I think coming up is actually easier than going down. But I'm going to kind of go away from these people and kind of look for an easier way to go down that I believe is a little bit less steep. And I don't want people behind me falling on me. Always be leery of that, of who's behind you, because there was sand on those steps coming down. And if you don't have the proper footwear and you've got some high heel shoes on, you've got some hard-soled shoes that might be liable to slip. That's not what you want to be wearing here. So you can see me, I'm looking for kind of an avenue that's a little bit less steep, a little bit fewer rocks. And even sometimes when I go down these, I want to hold on to a tree while I kind of go down this steep area. So we are going to go down to the water there. The water is low right now. Often this area is used for kayaking and tubing. It is later on in the year. This is late August, early September. I believe early spring, you're probably going to get the most water coming down here and the fastest moving water for tubing and kayaking. So I am making my way down here. I would also say if you want to walk in the water, it is slippery. I would advise you to maybe have some water shoes that have a little bit of grip. I will not be walking in the water here, but I'm going to try and go from stone to stone. And there have been some stones that I thought were stones that I could walk on that moved when I walked on them. So you have to be super kind of leery about what you're walking on. It's a little bit treacherous down here. So I guess what am I saying? Caution, huge caution. Is it a beautiful sight when you get down here? Yes, it is. And you can see the people down here. And I'm going to make my way up to kind of see the bridge up here. Take a few pictures, get a thumbnail. For the purpose of this video, it's a beautiful day. Look at the clouds. It's about 22, 25 degrees, a beautiful Canadian, almost fall day. But it is a little bit slippery here. So really make sure of your footing and your footwear and what you're wearing and who you're bringing down here. Make sure you can take care of them. There's also a number of little caves up to the left there. The number of kids are going to be up in there. You got to just watch who you're with. You can kind of go back this way and you can see some people that have walked up the river here. Now if you walk up there and around to the left, you are going to come to where the Elora Mill actually has that falls. You can see there's not a lot of water here. It's not very fast running. So when it comes to getting swept away or drowning, that's not going to be an issue here right now at this time of year, because the deepest it is probably a foot or two at the deepest, and it's not really flowing that fast. But what you have to be careful is slips and falls. Now if you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section. I'll get back to you. This gorge is roughly 500 meters from the town of Elora. So if you're parked and you're looking around Elora, the town, which is beautiful. I put a video out yesterday on that. This is approximately 500 meters from the town. It's a very easy walk. You do not have to get back in your car and drive somewhere and park somewhere, because parking can be a nightmare, especially around here on the weekend. The Elora Quarry is out towards Fergus. It's about 5 kilometers away. You'd have to drive if you want to see the Elora Quarry. So I'm going to say, from the beautiful, most trippable town in Canada, Elora, Ontario, 10 minutes from Fergus, 90 minutes from Toronto, half an hour from Guelph, Ontario, 40 minutes from Kitchener. I'm going to say ciao for now from Elora.